And shifting focus to some breaking news coming in right at the top of this hour, US President Donald Trump reiterated his claims that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has assured him that India would stop procuring Russian crude, adding that he also spoke with the Indian leader regarding this issue and also on trade. Speaking to reporters during Diwali celebrations at the Oval Office in the White House, he said that PM Modi also wants an end to the 2.5-year-old war in Ukraine. Listen in to what the US President has to say.
Please, thank you.
We stand great, and the people of India, I love the people of India, and we're working on some great deals between our countries. I spoke to Prime Minister Modi today, as I mentioned before, and we just have a very good relationship. And he's not going to buy much oil from Russia. He wants to see that war end as much as I do. He wants to see the war end with Russia, Ukraine. And as you know, they're not going to be buying too much oil. So they've cut it way back, and they're continuing to cut it way back.
And CNN News 18, Siddhant Mishra joins us on this broadcast. Siddhant, a very good morning to you. Could you help us understand the details about that conversation that played out between Prime Minister Modi and President Donald Trump? Also, what all did they discuss?
Well, that's right. So this is what President Trump has said. In fact, he again says that I love the people of India. We're working on some great deals between our countries. I spoke to Prime Minister Modi today, and we just have a very good relationship. He also says that he's not going to buy oil. He wants to see the war end as much as I do. So Kanya, Prime Minister Modi has always, supported U.S. in its efforts to stop the conflict, whether it's a conflict in Ukraine or a conflict in West Asia. In fact, Prime Minister Modi also congratulated President Trump for the ceasefire in West Asia. So definitely, India has always been in support of President Trump's policies when it comes to stopping war. In fact, that is exactly what President Trump has said, that he wants to see the war between Russia and Ukraine to end. In fact, Prime Minister Modi did speak to President Putin in Tianjin on the sidelines of the summit, and then later he briefed the European leaders also. So that is also a role which Prime Minister Modi had played. And given India's unique position where India can speak to both Russia and both to the European leader, perhaps even President Trump also understands that very few countries in the world have this unique position. In fact, Trump has again announced that they are not going to buy the oil, so they have cut it way back. They are continuing to cut it way back. Again, that's the standard position of President Trump, that India will not be buying the Russian oil. But despite President Trump saying this repeatedly on a daily basis, Indian government had already come up with a statement that oil purchase is driven by the supplies and also the cost. And definitely there has been a dip by 14% as far as Russian imports are concerned. But India is buying Russian oil. So the statement did come the other day. But good part is that President Trump praised Prime Minister Modi, his leadership. And in fact, there was the conversation between the two leaders. The last conversation took place on 9th of October when Prime Minister Modi congratulated President Trump for the peace effort, after which there is no conversation between the two leaders, perhaps something which the Indian side has not confirmed. So the last conversation, as per the Indian side, happened on 9th of October when Prime Minister Modi congratulated President Trump for the ceasefire in West Asia.
All right, Siddhant, request you to stay on this broadcast as we move on to another breaking news coming in.